Hello children, welcome to another session of geography. This is chapter Natural Vegetation, session 5, and this is the continuation of the question answers that we have been doing in our previous session. So children, please turn to page 126 and we start with the question answers. Question number 5 first. What is social forestry? And for social forestry, we turned to page number 123 and under the green box, the last point, social forestry, the definition is given. The management and protection of forests and afforestation on barren lands with the purpose of helping in the environmental, social and rural development, that is social forestry. Here children, please make a note that the barren lands are the key words. Okay, our next question, give 2 points of difference between the agroforestry and the traditional forestry. Now, the agroforestry is agroforestry and traditional forestry. So for agroforestry, we know that it is focused on the ecosystem. It is a method, it is a sustainable form of forestry where we are trying to increase the biodiversity. But in traditional forestry, children please note down because this might not be in the book, clear cutting of the land where we are indiscriminately cutting down the trees, and this leads to an end of the species. So here for traditional forestry, we are indiscriminately cutting down the trees, and maybe certain species also are felled off, are cut off. So it is a massive loss to the environment, whereas for the agroforestry, it is trying to increase the biodiversity, it is focusing on the ecosystem. Second difference, it may be that the traditional forestry is targeting on single usually use of timber. Any timber, they just want timber, and it can be any tree, irrespective of any tree. So all the trees together, they are being cut down. But here in the agroforestry, they are trying to create a balance between the social, economical and ecological needs. That means it is covering all the needs of the people. Whether it is their social needs, all types of trees are grown, and it is solving out, it is for the purpose of various needs of the people, be it social, economical, ecological. So various needs are seen. So that's the basic difference between agro and the traditional forestry. Okay, next question 5C. Mention any 3 methods for the conservation and development of forest, and the 3 methods for the conservation of forest, page 122. Now, forests can be converted into pasture land. Forest conservation, yes. Now, what is to be done to conserve the conservation methods? The question is, state 3 methods for the conservation and development of forests. So, under the conservation methods, we can say that more afforestation can be done around the industrial units. We can stop indiscriminate felling of the trees. We can use alternative sources of energy, people's participation, afforestation, developing badlands and barren lands into vegetation belts, establishing corridors between different reserved forests. So there are different ways in which we can try to conserve our forests. Okay, next question. 3 objectives of agroforestry, and for 3 objectives of agroforestry we come to page number where agroforestry is mentioned, that is page number 124. So the first objective, there are 4 objectives written, any 2 or 3 have been asked. I think they are asking for 3 objectives, so any 3 can be mentioned: to reduce the pressure on natural forests for obtaining timber as well as non-timber forest product, to check soil erosion and to maintain the natural fertility of the soil, to maintain ecological balance along with proper utilization of farm resources. Okay, next children, we come to question number 6. Why does the vegetation in Himalayas vary with altitude? Now the vegetation of the Himalayas are varying with altitude. As we are going higher and higher, what is happening? The temperature is becoming lower and lower, and with every difference, with the difference in temperature, the vegetation also changes. Whatever vegetation can thrive in that cold climate, that vegetation, like tundra vegetation, is there in the higher hills of Himalayas at a higher altitude, whereas the deciduous forests are at the lower, the foothills of the Himalayas. So it keeps changing. The vegetation in Himalayas keeps changing with altitude because of the change in the temperature. Next, question number 6b. Why does tropical evergreen forests appear dark inside the forest? Now, tropical evergreen forests, they are very dense forests. The trees are very tall and they form a canopy. It's the leaves of the trees, when they spread out, they block the whole sunlight, and they do not let the sunlight enter the forest. As such, the forest appears dark. Okay, next question. Question number 6c. Explain how is man responsible for the reduction of forest cover in India? Okay, man is very much responsible for the reduction of forest cover in India, and there are many reasons for that. Firstly, the rapid population growth and the demand for more food. Forests have been cleared to convert them into agricultural land. Then forests are being converted to pasture land for expanding dairy farming and cattle ranching, overgrazing by the forests by animals, you can say, then increasing demand for timber for various purposes due to industrial expansion and urbanization. For this also they are just deforestation is taking place, and then construction of the multi-purpose river valley projects have led to the submergence of land and destruction of the forested riversides. Okay, this is given on page 122. You can see this answer. Okay, next we come to question number 6d, and we have to give a geographical reason for the following. Nilgiri region has a variety of vegetation types, and we come to mountain vegetation. And here Nilgiri, we know that these Nilgiris are in the peninsular region. Now these hills are not very high, it is around 1500 meters. The vegetation also varies here from tropical to temperate forests, we find, according to the height, because of the height from the closeness to the tropics and height above the sea level are the 2 reasons for the change in the forest. So please note down, closeness to the tropics and height above the sea level is the reason for the change in the forests. Okay, next question we come to, and this is, yes, question number 6D, second part, Sundari trees are used for boat making and constructional purpose. They are used for boat making and constructional purpose because the wood of the Sundari tree are hard and very durable and can be used for these purposes. Third one, littoral forest is also called tidal forest. It is called tidal forest because it is found in the tidal creeks where tides are common. As such, littoral forest is called tidal forest. Okay, we come to next question, number 7. Name 2 areas where tropical deciduous vegetation is found. Now, there are many places where tropical deciduous, you can name any 2 states randomly. You can state Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Haryana, anyone, any 2 states. Okay, why do the coniferous trees of the mountain forests have conical shape? Now, the coniferous trees of the mountain forest have conical shape because so that the snow, this is not given in the book, you may note down, the snow doesn't rest on it, it slides down. Is that clear? So that the snow slides down the tree. The trees are in the shape of a cone. Okay, next question. What is meant by farm forestry and 2 advantages for the farmers? Let us turn to farm forestry. Farm forestry given in the green box. The practice of growing trees on farmland to produce saleable products like timber, tannin, charcoal, etc., and to provide shade and shelter for the stock and crops. That is farm forestry. Now, 2 advantages for the farmers is that they can earn income by selling these commercial items, commercial timber, these commercial trees, these trees which give timber, tannin, charcoal. So, for all the commercial purpose, so they can earn extra. Apart from that, these trees help to fertilize the soil as well as stop soil erosion. Okay, next is Van Mahotsav, second part, forests are also compared to human lungs because the forests purify the air just like the human lungs. They are purifying the air. Forests are taking the impure, they are taking all impurities, all polluted air and give out fresh air. Then Van Mahotsav is celebrated in our country. The third one, Van Mahotsav is celebrated in our country every year. Why? Because it is children please note down, because it is a plantation festival during the month of July. The rains create a favorable environment for the plants to survive in the soil and thus enhance the forest cover. As such, it is celebrated every year in our country. Okay, with this, I come to the end of the chapter. Please revise the lessons as we are doing it. Because very shortly test will be taken. So keep revising. Okay, stay safe, stay at home. Thank you.